Welcome to your personalized deep dive. Today, we're cracking open the Book of Power.
Ooh, okay.
Well, not literally. That would be a little aggressive, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But we are going to explore this fascinating concept
Oh,
from Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power.
okay.
Law number 1, never outshine the master.
Hmm.
And this isn't just about, climbing the corporate ladder,
Right.
although it definitely applies there.
Yeah.
It's about understanding, I think, the push and pull of power dynamics in any situation,
Yes.
whether you are at work or with friends or even in your family. Have you ever felt this? Have you ever held back a bit?
Oh, all the time.
Not voiced your full opinion because something felt a little off in terms of the power balance.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
And this law really digs into why that happens.
Yeah. And that's what we're doing today. We're diving deep into the why, the how,
Yes.
and even when it might be okay to carefully break this law.
Yes, carefully. Well, the foundation here is deceptively simple. People in power, even the ones who seem incredibly confident, often have surprisingly fragile egos.
Which makes sense when you think about it.
Right.
The higher the perch, the farther to fall.
That's precisely. And that potential fall, that fear of losing their position, that fear can make people very, very hypersensitive to anyone who might even remotely seem like a threat to their authority.
Okay, so how does outshining someone play into this whole power dynamic?
Okay.
Give me an example.
Okay.
Because I'm a show-me kind of person.
Okay, let's jump back in time then.
Okay.
To the court of Louis XIV.
Ooh la.
Talk about high-stakes power dynamics.
Yeah.
There was this guy, Nicolas Fouquet.
Okay.
He was the finance minister to the king.
Okay.
Known for his lavish lifestyle.
Okay.
Think parties that would make Gatsby blush.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So this Fouquet guy, he throws a party. What's the big deal? Don't kings love a good party?
This wasn't just any party. Fouquet, maybe a little blinded by his own success, decided to host the king at his chateau, Vaux-le-Vicomte. Imagine the most over-the-top, opulent celebration you can possibly imagine. Fireworks, champagne flowing from the fountains, the whole shebang.
Sounds amazing. Where's my invite?
But-
But I'm guessing it backfired.
Oh, big time.
Okay.
See, Louis XIV, the Sun King, was not used to being upstaged.
Right.
He felt threatened by Fouquet's display of wealth and, let's be honest, good taste.
Oof. Yeah, I can see how that wouldn't go over very well.
It did not. Shortly after that party, Fouquet was arrested on corruption charges.
Oh, no.
Now, he might have been guilty of some shady dealings, we don't know. But a lot of people believe that epic party, that unintentional outshining of the king, sealed his fate. And he spent the rest of his life imprisoned.
Talk about a buzzkill. So while we might not be hosting Louis XIV anytime soon,
Right.
this whole scenario, this idea that outshining someone in power can have unintended consequences, it feels strangely relevant even today, right?
Absolutely. It's not just about kings and finance ministers. Think about your own experience.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a meeting where someone presents this brilliant idea, but it's so clear that they're just trying to one-up the boss? It rarely ends well.
It's like there's this unspoken rule book for navigating power dynamics.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't even know we're breaking the rules until it's too late.
Exactly. And while we don't have time to go over every single rule in that book today,
Right.
understanding this first one, never outshine the master, is absolutely crucial.
Okay, so we've established that power can be a bit of a minefield,
Yes.
and no one wants to end up like poor Nicolas Fouquet. So are we saying everyone should just dim their shine
Right.
to avoid ruffling any feathers?
Yeah.
That seems a bit, I don't know,
Yeah.
defeatist.
It's not about hiding your light under a bushel. Okay. It's about learning to shine it strategically.
Okay.
You could be competent, you can be exceptional
Right.
without being a perceived threat.
Okay.
It's about mastering what we call strategic humility.
Strategic humility. I like the sound of that. But how do we actually put it into practice? Give me the tactics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine you're in a meeting, right?
Oh.
And you have this killer idea.
Yes.
Instead of dropping it like a bomb,
Yeah.
and try positioning it as an extension of your boss's thinking.
Okay.
You could say something like, building on your earlier point about topic, I was considering if we could also...
So it's about subtly linking your brilliance to theirs.
Right.
I can get behind that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're showing respect while still getting your point across.
Yeah.
And then if the idea takes off, well, you've indirectly made your boss look even better.
Right.
It's a win-win.
It's like that saying, it's easier to catch flies with honey than with vinegar.
Right.
But instead of flies, we're catching, promotions and recognition.
I like the way you think.
Yes.
But here's where it gets even more nuanced.
Okay.
There's a very fine line between strategic humility and its often misunderstood cousin, flattery.
Ah, yes. Flattery, the art of telling people what they want to hear, even if you're secretly thinking, yeah, right.
And that's exactly where most people go wrong.
Yeah.
Insincere flattery is so obvious, it's off-putting.
It's like wearing too much cologne. It just makes people back away.
But here's the distinction. Genuine appreciation is different.
Okay.
If you genuinely admire someone's work
Right.
or a specific trait they have,
Yeah.
acknowledging that isn't flattery.
Okay.
That's simply being observant.
Right.
And you're showing respect.
Okay, so how do we walk that tightrope? How do we make sure our praise lands as genuine and not just some calculated move?
Specificity is key.
Yeah.
Instead of a generic, great job,
Yeah.
highlight a specific detail and then its impact.
Okay.
You could say, that point you made about detail
Right.
really resonated with me. It made me realize impact.
So it's about showing you were actually paying attention.
Yes.
Not just going through the motions of, praising someone.
Precisely. This approach demonstrates that you value their input,
Okay.
that you see them as a valuable resource.
Yeah.
Even, and this is important, if they might see you as a potential rival.
Interesting. It's almost like you're disarming them with kindness and respect.
Right.
But also, subtly showcasing your own sharp observation skill.
Now you're getting it.
Okay.
However, even with genuine appreciation, balance is key.
Okay.
Too much can backfire. It can come across as insincere or, desperate.
Right.
It's about finding that sweet spot.
Strategic humility, genuine appreciation. Got it. But I have to ask, are there ever times when it's okay to break this rule? To just let your ambition off the leash a bit? So there are always exceptions to the rule, right?
Right.
Are there ever situations where never outshine the master just doesn't apply?
There are, but they are rare.
Okay.
And they require some really, really careful consideration.
Okay.
Think of it less like breaking the rule and more like knowing when to strategically bend it.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Okay.
Give me a scenario where this, bending of the rules might be necessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Picture a company that's on the brink of disaster. The CEO, let's say, they've been resting on their laurels for a while.
Right.
They're in over their head. And everyone knows it.
So the power dynamic is already, shaky.
Shaky.
Yeah.
The master, in this case, is losing their grip.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now imagine someone
Yeah.
within the company
Uh-huh.
who has the skills and the vision to turn things around,
Okay.
sees this happening.
Right.
And again, this isn't about personal ambition.
Right.
This is about saving the ship.
Right. So in this case, stepping up, even if it means outshining the CEO a little bit,
Yes,
could be the best move for everyone involved.
precisely. If they had tried to do that during, times of stability, could be career suicide.
Right.
But in this situation where the old power structure is crumbling, taking that calculated risk, even if it means temporarily outshining the leader,
Right.
it could be the only way to save the company.
It's about timing,
Yes.
reading the room, and having that, I don't know, the courage to act when the opportunity arises. That takes serious guts
Emotion.
and emotional intelligence.
Yes. You've hit on such a crucial point.
Yeah.
Throughout this entire discussion about power dynamics,
Right.
emotional intelligence it's like the secret weapon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not just about knowing the rules.
Right.
It's about understanding the people
Right.
and the nuances of every situation.
So how can we sharpen those emotional intelligence skills?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to navigating these power dynamics.
It starts with observation.
Yeah.
Pay really close attention to how people respond to you.
Okay.
Do they seem really engaged when you share ideas?
Okay.
Or do you sense a hint of defensiveness?
Right.
Maybe they cross their arms.
Right.
Or their smile doesn't quite reach their eyes.
Yeah.
So
So it's about reading between the lines, picking up on those nonverbal cues.
Yes.
It's like learning a whole new language.
Yes.
But instead of words, it's body language and microexpressions.
You got it.
Yeah.
And just like learning any language, it takes practice.
Right.
The more you hone this skill, the better you'll become at reading a room.
Right.
Understanding those unspoken dynamics.
Yeah.
And then adjusting your approach accordingly.
This has been eye-opening. It's incredible how much wisdom is packed into this one law. Never outshine the master. We've gone from, like, lavish parties in 17th century France
Right.
to, like, corporate boardrooms
Yeah.
to even those subtle power dynamics that play out in our personal relationships.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And don't forget,
Yeah.
this is just one of 48.
Oh my gosh, right.
There's a whole universe of insights waiting to be explored.
So, to our listener, we encourage you to think about this law. How might it be playing out in your own life?
Yes.
How can you use this knowledge to navigate your workplace,
Right.
your friendships, even your family dynamics,
Yes.
with more awareness and, dare I say it, strategic humility? It's about understanding that power, much like life, is a dance, and knowing the steps can make all the difference. Until next time, happy navigating.